All right, so I want to take a couple minutes here and explain to you the materials that come in your Understanding Local Ecosystems curriculum box. This is a curriculum book. These are the nature journals. And so the curriculum book you can use over and over and over again, and the nature journals is something that you can just purchase if and when you want to do this curriculum book again later. I suggest doing these every 2 years because it gives your kids a long enough time to mature and to grow in their knowledge and their skill set. And then the next time they do this curriculum, they're going to be learning all this material in a much deeper level and a deeper understanding. So the ecosystem journals you can purchase on the website to refill them for 2 years from now when you want to do this again. I would also highly, highly suggest that parents get an ecosystem journal as well. So be sure to purchase an extra one because you want to do this with your kids. Number one, it models lifelong learning, and it shows your kids that you're never too old to learn. Number two, it models how to learn properly, how to take good note-taking skills, how to take data, and all that because you're doing it right alongside with them. So first of all, let's go through the curriculum. So there's some front matter in here, but one of the first things we have in here is the project for this curriculum bundle. So in addition to the lessons, we always provide a project that kind of pulls everything together. And in this project, what kids are doing is they're creating a scientific model of their ecosystem. So what makes it scientific is that they identify specific species of plants and animals. They are identifying relationships between those species, and they're labeling those relationships using scientific terminology. We also have a project for teenagers that takes ecosystems and helps them to think about their career path in sort of a systems thinking approach, which is really fun. All right. Every curriculum bundle that we have includes this lesson because it's so foundational. This lesson will teach you how to identify plants and animals in your area. And because that's the thing that parents get hung up on the most is like, I want to teach my kids about nature, but I just don't know. I don't know anything about nature. This helps you overcome that initial hurdle of being able to identify a plant or an animal. All right, so our first lesson is weather and ecosystem. So here we have our nature mystery or our nature question. And this is really big picture what we want the kids to walk away with at the end of the lesson. This is inquiry-based learning, starting with the question, having them answer a question through some type of hands-on activity. So these are our different learning objectives, pre-K, elementary, middle, and high school. And essentially, this is what makes our curriculum family-based learning because you can get your elementary schooler outside with your middle schooler and your high schooler, all doing one activity, the same thing, but your middle schooler is expected to know and do more than your elementary schooler, and so on. So we have a page with basically the activity instructions that walks you through what you need to do, and everything that we do is hands-on outside. And then over here we have an explanation of the science so that basically you're given all the information you need to teach this lesson. And finally, down here at the box, we answer this big picture question in a very clear and concise way so that at the end of the day, you don't have to go searching through for information. You're like, okay, I know that this is the answer to that question. All right, and then our nature journals. Let's see. So I'm kind of hopping in the middle here, but we have basically a page for notes and a page for them to journal when they do the actual activities. So this is when they watch the videos, when you talk about the lesson, for you to take notes on what you learn. And then this is the page that you're going to fill out when you do the actual activity. So you're going to fill out the nature log. You're going to directly answer the nature mystery or the nature question. Your kids are going to make observations. You're going to ask a new question, and you're going to make connections. And then in between each one of our lessons, we have additional activities for the kids to do. So here's another lesson, additional activities. So essentially, you have at least 2 more things that you can send the kids outside to do each week to further their learning. And again, you're going to have one of these 2. You're going to be journaling with them, so you can go outside and do this alongside them. All right, now I want to quickly show you basically my journal and my 8-year-old son's journal. Now, this is a different curriculum. It's not the local ecosystem curriculum, but it gives you a good idea. And you can see my notes here and you can see his notes here. And do you see how similar they are? Because again, I am basically modeling him how to take good notes and how to kind of process information that we're hearing from videos and putting it on paper. What's important to know, right? And then up here are my observations and my thoughts from the lesson, and then down here are his. So I'm just going to flip through here and show you what it might look like for you and your kid to do these together. So these are our graphs, our weather graphs. This is our lesson that's about insect characteristics. We both drew a grasshopper. This is some of our, just kind of go outside and do it on our own. He hasn't done this one yet. This was our lesson on bees. As you can see, we took notes on 3 different types of bees, and he did the same down here. We both drew some bees. On this page, we drew our bee's flower, and we labeled the species, right? And we labeled different parts of the flower. Here, we described an insect that scared us. And here, we're making observations on true bugs. So I just want to give you guys a good example of what it might look like for you to do this with your kids.